Okay, two last things I wanted to show you, which are now moving outside the realm of interpersonal computing, but show off some of the fun features of our machine. The first is our color abilities. These are two color images, full 32-bit, and you'll notice that I'm actually moving them around real time. For those of you that have ever tried to do this on a PC or a Macintosh, you know how remarkable this is. As an example, on a Macintosh, you would not be moving the images around real time, but rather just outlines of the windows. And, of course, you would be waiting forever for the underlying windows that were exposed as we move the top one to redraw. So you can both look at the quality of these images, but also how fluidly we can work with them. And this results in not only people doing better work, but doing it in far less time because they're not waiting for the computer. And the last thing I wanted to show you was an application we wrote for our introduction, which is a very simple application that just illustrates some of the things that we've built into our system at the most fundamental level of the software, so that as people write application software, people like Adobe, like Quark, etc., they don't have to spend 6 to 12 months creating these capabilities as they do on every other computer. They can get on with making the application a breakthrough. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to put a Ferrari on the beach here. And it puts it on the beach like most computers can, with a big black box around it, except that the next computer saves what we call transparency information and allows us to actually see through the places in this black box that are not really part of the car or are transparent or partially opaque. So now we can move the car around. You can even see a little bit through the windshield of the car there. We can see the top of the mountain, as you can see. And let's go get Donald Duck here. We can go take the black box off of Donald, and you'll see that Donald has a shadow under his feet. We can see that on the water. We can even see it up in the clouds here, and it's very realistic. We can move Donald down here. And matter of fact, we can even put Donald behind the Ferrari, and now you'll see Donald poking through above and through the windshield or side windows of the Ferrari. This gives you an example of the capabilities just built right into the next system software. Let me show you a few more. Let me get rid of the background here, and I'll show you how we select colors. In the next computer, as you know, we have a standard font panel, which allows the user to select fonts in one uniform way and saves the developer a lot of time because we create it for them. In the same way, we wanted to provide the users one single way to select colors, and again provide the work for the developer so that they don't have to spend their time reinventing the wheel. So one simply moves around this color circle and selects a color. If you like the color, you can move it down here and save it, or of course you can move other colors back in to retrieve them. You can get as much space here as you'd like for various colors. So we can say we like this color. And we can look at this color not just in our color wheel here, but as red, green, blue, RGB. And we can turn the knobs on this color if we want to make it a little bit different. We can look at the same color as printers do with cyan, magenta, yellow, black, or CYMK, and diddle the color there. Or we can look at it as hue, saturation, brightness, and we can change our color here. Or we can even get out a magnifying glass and say that we really want to get the blue on Donald's cap right here. We'll save that. And this is how we can pick colors in a variety of ways. Well, what I'm going to do is go back here to the background, and why don't we pick this blue and make the background maybe that color blue, and pick Donald right here. And let's do some airbrushing. Let's go ahead and pick an airbrush and say that we're going to airbrush just behind Donald. And let's go pick a nice bright, maybe yellow to airbrush. And we'll just go airbrush right behind Donald. If you notice, it's only going behind him. We can make a little halo around him here. So now that when we move Donald around, he's got his little halo, and we have not drawn on top of him. Let me give you another even more dramatic example of that. Let's pick our Ferrari here, and let's draw behind the Ferrari. Let's say that we want to draw some bricks around the Ferrari, matter of fact, in back of the Ferrari. And now we can simply draw bricks, and if you'll notice, they only go behind the Ferrari. They don't go on the Ferrari. So these are two pretty dramatic examples of how the software built into every Next computer can dramatically save developers time. Let me show you one last thing, which has not really been seen on any computer to date, and that is a picture here out of Star Wars that happens to move. Real-time video. Go ahead and capture a frame here.
Stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target. Loosen up. Gold 5 to red leader. Lost Tyree, lost touch. I copy.
Here's a frame we've captured here. We can even take Donald if we want to.
Should I have your ship standing by?
Up here.
In our moment of triumph, I think you overestimate their chances.
So as you see, we have real-time video in a window that's fully digital. We don't even have to have it be the top window, unlike most other systems on the market that offer video. And video is in a window just like any other window. We can grab frames, move these things around real time, etc., etc. And we think that there's really no other system on the market that lets you do all of these things. I've been doing this demonstration on our Next Dimension color product, our state-of-the-art, leading-edge color product that cost a little over $15,000. However, everything you've seen here today, with two exceptions, runs identically well on our $7,995 Next Station color product. Same speed, everything. And the two exceptions are only that on Next Station color, the windows are 16-bit color instead of 32-bit color. And what that means is that to the most discerning expert, they can tell a little bit of difference. But for 99% of us, we'll never see the difference. And you don't get the video on Next Station color. But other than that, they're identical. The windows move around at the same speed. Performance is the same. So our software runs across all of our platforms, from $49.95 Next Stations all the way up through Next Dimensions. And our two color systems, again, are virtually identical. Hope this gives you some insight into what we can do. And as each month passes, we get more and more third-party applications that really take color where color has never been before on a desktop platform. Thanks for a chance to let me show you our